Thank you. Let's save the applause for when we get a budget deal done. Let's get to business. So thank you. I want to acknowledge our guests, the members of my cabinet, and the legislators who are with us today. Thank you. Thank you for the work that you do every single day. We are here to talk about the state of the economy, especially local jobs, national tariffs, and the state budget. We all know that middle-class jobs are the backbone of our economy. They're how Michigan became a manufacturing superpower. Generations of hardworking Michiganders built cars and furniture and electronics, and these were good jobs that supported the American dream. No matter who you were, you could raise a family, own a home, send your kids to a great school, live in a safe community, and retire comfortably. And that was the deal, and it still ought to be. Our future rests on our ability to create those jobs and to keep costs low. And that's why I went on an economic mission that led to the creation and retention of nearly 1,000 good-paying jobs in Michigan, 450 in Auburn Hills, 200 in Wixom, 150 in Zeeland, and $200 million boost to our state's economy. It's also why I went to the Oval Office to secure a fighter mission for Selfridge Air National Guard Base in Macomb, protecting 30,000 jobs and $850 million of statewide commerce. It's why I've worked tirelessly to invest in people and places so that we can compete and win projects. It's why I've signed over 1,500 bipartisan bills on the kitchen table issues: jobs, child care, housing, fixing our roads and bridges, all to support our state goal, which is to help more people make it here in Michigan. Now, right now we know that uncertainty undermines our ability to create those jobs. Uncertainty makes it difficult, if not impossible, for businesses to plan ahead. Uncertainty pushes family finances to the brink. Uncertainty costs us time and money, opportunities, and jobs. Now, we all know there's an old saying that says when the U.S. catches a cold, Michigan gets the flu. And right now, there are undeniable signs of an ailing economy: stubborn inflation, stagnating wage growth, plummeting credit scores and debt piling up, especially for young people, creeping unemployment with 42,000 manufacturing jobs lost nationwide since April, and more job seekers than open jobs for the first time since early 2021. This is a man-made storm of uncertainty that hits Michigan hard. And while I'm doing everything that I can to protect Michigan and create jobs, I can't do it alone. None of us can. So where does this uncertainty come from? Well, two sources. First, and most significantly, chaotic national tariff policies. And second, our state budget. So I want to talk about what we can and must do on both fronts. If we work together, we can reduce uncertainty, grow our economy, and create jobs. In an uncertain world, we can make Michigan the best bet. So first, tariffs. Over the last 9 months, the federal administration has slapped tariffs on nearly every country, including our strongest allies. They've negotiated some deals, retracted others, and some fluctuate depending on the day, stoking massive uncertainty around the world. Right now, nearly every time something crosses the American border, it is subject to a tax that's not actually paid by another country, but by a company that you know, or by you on the things that you buy. Right now, these tariffs range from anywhere from 10 to 50%, with the steepest rates on steel and aluminum. Michigan's two largest and most critical industries, autos and agriculture, are hit the hardest. MDARD's report yesterday confirmed it. Our farmers are hurting. We're already seeing rising costs in Michigan because of tariffs. In July, I asked our state departments to investigate and report the updated impact of tariffs on the Michigan economy. Everything costs more: clothing, school supplies, fresh fruits and veggies. Brown chuck is up over $1 per pound since last year. A pound of coffee costs 40% more. New mattress or couch you're thinking about buying are also more expensive. I've been hearing from thousands of our fellow Michiganders about how tariffs are impacting them. Amy from Houghton has stopped her retirement contributions because she needs that money because just living today costs too much. Dana, a teacher in Berkeley, is piling up credit card debt just to make ends meet. Chris from Clinton Township says he stays home and he eats less, and he suffered through a hot summer because he didn't want to turn on the AC. Michigan understands the negative consequences of unfettered trade with other countries that don't play fair. Decades of offshoring and outsourcing shipped hundreds of thousands of good-paying, middle-class jobs overseas and shuttered hundreds of factories. We've lived through that, and we know the ripple effects are devastating. Fewer people on empty main streets, crumbling roads, and shrinking schools. Now, every one of us wants to bring good-paying, middle-class manufacturing jobs home to America. When used strategically and precisely, tariffs can encourage companies to build and create jobs in America and benefit a place like Michigan. But you can't capriciously swing the tariff hammer at every problem. I hear this from employers in Michigan and in every meeting on the investment mission to Japan and Germany. Companies that have invested in Michigan for decades brought up uncertainty created by the national tariff policies. They want to invest in Michigan, but tariffs are keeping them on the sidelines. Uncertainty breeds paralysis, and paralysis costs jobs. No industry is more at risk than our automakers and suppliers. 1.2 million Michiganders are employed in the automotive supply chain. That's 1 in 5 jobs in the state. Canada and Mexico are our biggest trading partners, with car parts crossing both borders an average of 8 times. Now, the auto industry navigates tariffs under the United States-Mexico-Canada Agreement, or USMCA. President Trump negotiated USMCA during his first term, and at a celebration here in Michigan, called it the best agreement we've ever made. I concur. But now there's an additional 25% tariff that has been slapped on foreign-made auto parts, including those coming from Canada and Mexico. Even higher tariffs on steel and aluminum, 2 materials crucial for building cars, which just exacerbates the problem. While some goods are exempt under USMCA, automakers are struggling to navigate the new tariff regime. And that's because manufacturers invest 5, 10, 20 years out. And now they can't. Uncertainty is crippling them. And with more Michiganders tightening our belts, fewer buy cars. So we have higher costs, lower sales, and jobs at risk. The Anderson Economic Group says that the cost of Broncos, Suburbans, Jeeps, Dodge Rams, and others are going to go up by thousands of dollars. GM and Stellantis already reported losses of more than $1 billion each. The Wall Street Journal reports that Ford expects a $2 billion tariff hit to their bottom line. Fortescue paused plans for an electric vehicle battery factory in Detroit that would have created 600 jobs. For Alpha USA, a small supplier in Livonia, costs are rising about $250,000 a month due to tariffs on the nuts and bolts they use to make their components. Blitz Proto, a Michigan-based manufacturer, is losing clients because of tariffs affecting estimates and timelines. Now, in some cases, they're not just scaling back. With tariffs on Canada and Mexico higher than the tariffs on Japan, auto companies are considering building cars and products entirely overseas, so they pay the tariff once with a finished product coming into our country. So dangerously ironic, The national tariff chaos does the opposite of what the goal is. Companies are cutting, not creating jobs in Michigan. Costs are going up, not down. The price of a new car is rising by thousands, and your dollar won't go as far. Every one of us craves certainty. We want to know what's coming. We know when the bills are coming due, what our kids' sports schedules are, where we're going to shop for groceries. We rely on certainty in larger ways, too. We like to know for sure that the roads on which we're driving are safe, the food we eat has been inspected, and the water we drink is clean. Small businesses need certainty to hire workers, plan inventory, and grow. Michigan's big three are 26 OEMs and thousands of auto suppliers need certainty too. All businesses do. And right now they don't have it. We're all paying the price. So I'm going to continue to work alongside businesses and our congressional delegation, and anyone who can try to help persuade decision makers in Washington, D.C. to adopt a tariff structure that reaffirms the USMCA, one that helps us compete, not holds us back, one that helps people save money, not cost them more. And while a state can't unilaterally impact tariff policy, it can bring to bear pressure and information. And what we can do here at the state level is work together to provide certainty. We must do that now. We must work together to get certainty here in Michigan and to get the budget done. Let's put new job-creating tools in our toolbox that helps us leverage our strong workforce and manufacturing heritage to compete against other states and countries. We need to do three things: make it easier to build factories and facilities, create and retain good Michigan jobs, and make it easier to incentivize innovation in Michigan. No tool is perfect, but we have to do something to deliver more wins for Michigan because competition is fierce. I want to talk about the budget. While we can't control the global tariff war, what we can do is make life a little easier for Michiganders and reduce uncertainty. As Michiganders watch the news, they tend to ask a simple question: what does this mean for me and my family? Failing to get this done means more uncertainty, higher costs, and less jobs. Let's take roads first. Since taking office through the end of this construction season, we will have fixed more than 24,500 lane miles of road and 1,900 bridges, supporting tens of thousands of good-paying jobs and tens of thousands of drives to work or school or the grocery store that are faster and safer and predictable. But our current fix for roads, the Rebuilding Michigan plan, is expiring. Nearly 10,000 good-paying Michigan jobs, skilled laborers, equipment operators, and small business owners could go away. And it's really about people. That's what all of this is about, people. People like Jim Metcalf. He's a road worker from Jackson who spoke here at the Capitol at the rally a couple weeks ago. He's got a good job that permits him to provide for his family. And his job makes your commute safer. If we don't invest in our roads and jobs like Jim's, he's going to find another job in another state that does. His family will either follow him to that state or they'll live here while he's working elsewhere. Our roads will get worse. And when we finally do put money into our roads, it'll cost a lot more and we will have lost all that critical expertise. Another key area that we need to address in this budget is education. We've made a lot of progress in Michigan. We've closed the funding gap. We fed all 1.4 million Michigan kids free breakfast and lunch. We tripled literacy coaches in classrooms and put thousands more teachers on free paths to the classroom. Unfortunately, the school year started a few weeks ago, and our schools still don't have a budget. All this progress is at stake. At the same time, we still face a literacy crisis. Just a quarter of our fourth graders are reading proficiently. It's unacceptable. Now is not the time to go backwards. We recently changed the law to use proven phonics-based reading strategies. but we need to keep moving forward.
to tone down the rhetoric.
And finally, I want to talk about public safety.
Talk to some folks.
Let's make sure that our local first responders have the resources that they need to reduce violent crime, keep Michiganders safe on the roads, at school, and in their communities. So when it comes to the state budget, the governor's job, my job, is to introduce the budget and then to sign the budget. It's on the legislature to debate and pass the budget, and it needs to get done by the end of the fiscal year, just a few weeks away, a couple weeks away. 223 days ago, I introduced the budget. 125 days ago, the Senate passed their budget on time, as they always have under Leader Brinks. It's 3 years in a row. 77 days ago, the statutory budget deadline came and went. And 21 days ago, the House finally passed their budget. Let me be clear, it's not one that I would sign, but they passed it 21 days ago. My budget team will continue to participate in all the conversations, but putting up the votes and actually passing the budget is the legislature's responsibility. If we do this right, we can all win. We can govern. And governing means compromise. A budget deal can deliver on the priorities that I've been fighting for, investing in our kids, fixing our roads, helping us compete, keeping people safe. It can deliver on the Senate's important objectives to help us make sure that we protect Medicaid, feed kids at school, support moms and babies. And it can deliver on the House's goals too. They want to trim spending. They want to fix local roads and increase transparency. All of that is doable.
I really appreciated that comment.
If the legislature sends me a budget that reflects these shared priorities, I will sign it. I've signed 6 balanced bipartisan budgets, 4 with a Republican-led House and Senate, 2 with a Democratic House and Senate. Every time we got it done. Now, both Leader Brinks and I can tell you, it's never easy. But when the job is done, it's always worth it. We should be proud that no matter how dysfunctional Congress and Washington, D.C. gets, regardless of what party's in charge, the state of Michigan has produced balanced budgets and gotten them done on time. That has been the general rule here, regardless of who's in power. It's a stark reminder as we look at the next 14 days of what's happening in Washington and what we need to do here in Lansing. In this town, it takes 56 votes in the House, 20 votes in the Senate, and 1 governor's signature for any bill to get enacted. I know that Leader Brinks is available and ready, and my team and I are ready to go. We can still do this on time. The clock is ticking. Michigan can model to the nation how to work together and get things done. It's how many of us were raised. I'm still guided by the values I was taught growing up in a bipartisan household with a Democratic mom and a Republican dad. Decency, respect, and kindness. When I was in the state Senate, I worked with Governor Snyder to expand Medicaid. I could have said no or made unreasonable demands to score political points, but instead we put politics aside and got it done because it was the right thing to do. And hundreds of thousands of our fellow Michiganders have health care today because we centered our desire to make a real difference in people's lives. I know, as well as anybody, the world feels very divided and heavy right now. We're living through a time of extreme rhetoric and rising political violence. And we must remember that while we stand on different sides of the aisle, we all basically want the same things: happy, healthy children, good paying jobs, food on the table, safe communities, and a stronger Michigan.
There's no easy transition.
That is our task at hand. Let's get it done. Let's get to work. Thank you.